Hi everyone, we're ROMbi, and today we're reviewing Tsukimi Nightsky. I don't know how I feel about her last name in particular.
It's kind of interesting because normally everyone just refers to her as Tsukimi.
It's such an unreasonable last name. It's fun, it's kind of cute, but it's kind of just a weird last name.
But yeah, so she is a bunny because of the Asian myth thing.
Where you see the bunny
Making mochi on the moon.
I don't know that story, actually.
So that is Tsukimi.
Her art's really cute. If you guys have done the event quest, it's the story how she becomes like the moon goddess is kind of weird, but whatever.
But yeah, so right now I have her equipped with the day staff, and she will be equipped with the day staff for our review.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone can receive this. This is the 1-star version.
Mm-hmm.
And this is her actual art. Oh, look at the star critters.
Oh, they're wearing like
little apron things.
No, they're wearing the Shinto.
Oh, the shrine
clothing.
I don't know what it's called.
Oh, they're all different colors too. There's a blue one, there's a green one, there's a
orange yellow one. Yeah.
So this is Tsukimi. She's like super hype. Everyone is super into her, and I can see why now that we have her.
So she was the strongest character in the Japanese version for the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
However, the Japanese version is sort of on a huge power creep right now. So Tsukimi is actually only rated as an A+ now, when she was an SS rank when she came out.
Right. So right now, I would assume that she is also an SS rank in our global version.
But yeah, so she's also an 8.5 on GameWith. And
8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, so right now she is ranked about the same as Charlotte.
Before she was ranked better than Charlotte, right?
Yeah.
Like
so significantly better.
Right.
But I guess as time goes on,
she's just going to be like relegated lower and lower.
Yeah. So her leader skill is Knight of Sparkling Bamboo, and it will extremely raise the amount of experience points that you gain. I think it's What?
I mean, it's for your rank, right?
Yeah, it's your rank. It's your rank experience. You can't really level them up.
I mean, you can get affinity, I guess, but then it would say affinity. Okay, so it's a rank experience.
I think it's 2x. I'm not entirely sure.
I would imagine it's 2x, but
I think they said that with 2 Tsukimi/Amata people, then you can get up to 4x. So I think it's 2x. So her first skill is Moonlight Heal, which is 34 SP cost, and she does have an SP cost minus passive, so that's why it's slightly lower than what it would be without her passives. And it will heal you, of course, and it also gives you a action skill buff. So that will increase your action skill damage by plus 50%, and it's for your entire co-op party.
Right, so anyone who's on the screen at that point in time will receive that buff. Anyone that's in your party, like on your reserve, won't have that buff. And also, it's good to remember that this buff does disappear over a certain amount of time. Like, if you don't use any skills, at some point the buff does disappear.
Mm-hmm. And her second action skill is called Trinity Crescent, and it will cost you 56 SP, and it has a huge amount of damage, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And it has a beam attack, which is controllable. It is a very long beam.
In comparison to like all the other characters I've seen so far, it's like a super long beam, and it's super wide too, so you can attack more than, normal characters can.
Yeah. And then
I say normal. All the characters are really normal.
But yeah, and then on top of the controllable beam, it does also provide you with 2 moons on the side, which...
Oh, yeah. So the 2 moons basically, like, if you guys have seen Palm or have Palm, they also fire things towards the enemy.
Oh, it's also like Mia and her 2
I don't have Mia.
Gear things.
Oh! Mia, the warrior.
The Brave the Lion 2 Mia, right, with the 2 gears on the side. It's like that as well.
But in Palm's version, she does do an attack. Like, so if you do successive chain attacks, then it'll fire whatever it is that Palm is firing. In Tsukimi's version, she fires 2 stars that goes in an arc and lands at a certain position. It doesn't necessarily track. Like, it'll track in the sense that it's on that monster, but the stars have a a trajectory that's already planned, so it's not necessarily going to hit the character that you're aiming for.
So Tsukimi has 3 passives, like most characters do.
Like all characters.
Like all characters do. So her first passive is attack and movement speed plus 50% when your HP is over 70%. So that's really good because obviously more attack is always a plus.
Mm-hmm.
And movement speed plus 50% means that you can get through your stages a lot more quickly because you can run a lot quicker because you can run through them really, really fast. Right. It does have an HP threshold, but since she is a mage, she can heal herself up.
Mm-hmm. Her second passive skill is No Fatal Blows at HP over 10%, which is a really standard thing for mages.
Her last passive is SP cost minus 20%, and that's great because that just means that she can use her skills a lot more often.
Mm-hmm. So what's worth noting, though, is her Moonlight Heal does do a lower percentage of heal in comparison to other mages. Normally mages do 50% plus, unless there's some like
special
circumstance
added effect, like say Morel's will only do 40% or 45% because
except she has the resurrection buff.
And then like Lin Bell is 40%, but she also has that aura
dome that you can stand under for a while. So for Tsukimi, we believe that it's because of her action skill buff.
So let's test her out in the Brave the Lion 2 quest.
Right. She's just such a strong character that we can't showcase her skills very well in our normal quests, which is usually Barla Island. So we'll go ahead and try her out on this.
Okay, so here we are in Brave the Lion 2.
We're fighting Mitya, the boss at the end of the normal stage.
So here is Tsukimi and her regular movement speed. Well, this isn't her regular movement speed. This is her movement speed after her passive with her HP threshold over 70%.
Right.
Here is a normal character for comparison. And you can see that it is much slower. So,
which lets you power through stages really fast.
Yeah, so let's test out her heal first. It only does around 313.
Which is kind of low. You can see that like other characters do like 400-ish.
Yeah. But she does give you the action skill buff,
mm-hmm.
which is very useful.
Right.
So here we are, and here's the beam, and you can see it has quite a big range, and it is controllable.
Yeah, and it moves really fast.
And here I have the 2 moons, and then you can see them shooting out from the back of Tsukimi, and they travel in an arc. And then they also
they land
attack
at a different time than her actual attack.
Oopsies. So here I'm healing myself up again.
And you can see the threshold really matters because now she's healing only 209.
As opposed to the 313 from earlier.
Right. What's nice is because she has a beam, she can do staging, which again is each beam does, like, say, 6 attacks on a character, right?
It's not necessarily 6. It was only 6 for Tetra.
Right. So it's some X number on a character. If you move the beam off the character and then put it back onto the character, then it resets that counter, and so you can continue attacking that monster. But the only thing with Tsukimi, it looks like, is that her beam is really wide, and because her beam is really wide, this makes staging significantly more difficult in comparison to, say, Tetra, right?
And also, I feel like Tsukimi's beam is a lot harder to maneuver for some reason. Maybe it's just because it's like looking at an actual beam as opposed to fire breath.
And you can see here that the arc of her her moons actually don't travel specifically to Mitya. Like it can travel anywhere in a certain trajectory, and that's pretty much it.
Another thing to note is that her moons will deal 0.8 times the amount of her attack. So it does 0.8 times her attack, and then there's 2 moons, so it attacks it twice.
Yeah.
And we don't have a comparison to show you, but her damage is pretty much comparable to Charlotte's damage.
Right. Charlotte is one of our hard hitters and was the memorial batch previously. And also the hype train was there for her too. So she does comparable damage with her beam to Charlotte's, The only thing is her beam also does lightning damage.
I'm actually not sure.
We were watching this entire time, and I have no idea. Her beam does do some attribute damage in comparison to Charlotte's, which is straight damage. I guess it doesn't really matter unless there's a Jin?
Yeah.
Who takes heal from, say, whatever attribute she chooses.
Yep, lightning damage.
Oopsies,
she's
damage.
dead. Well, multi-hits obviously doesn't really help you out very much as a mage, because your HP threshold only works once for your no fatal blows.
Right. So, I guess she's still squishy. She has actually less HP than I thought she does.
I mean,
she did.
All mages are pretty squishy.
I feel like Fran wasn't quite as squishy. Anyway, so that's Tsukimi. I have to say, I really like her.
You also didn't use Fran to solo Midya.
I did not.
Well, also, Tsukimi is perfectly able to solo Midya. I was just distracted by talking.
It is really... If you guys ever get the opportunity to, like, talk while running through a hard stage, let us know what you think, because, oh my god, it's so hard.
Because you're trying to focus on the game, but at the same time you're trying to explain everything.
Yeah. It's kind of fun, but anyway, so that's Tsukimi. I think she's worth the hype that she was about. The only thing is, because she was so hyped up, I expected her to be a bit more. Like, I expected her to have more health. I expected her to do a little bit more damage.
She's a mage.
Okay, to be fair, yes, but like, because the hype was there for her, there was that expectation. So she is a fantastic character, definitely worth rolling for, and don't hype her too much, because then you'd be in my situation in which you're like, ah.
Also, if you didn't get her, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, the Japanese version is completely crazy.
Yeah,
and
it's really, like, she's completely outclassed right now.
So she's only an A+, so even if you, I mean, she's really good, but, like, if you don't get her, don't feel too bummed out, because there are many, many more strong characters in the future. Yeah, that's Tsukimi. Thanks for watching.
Bye! Hi everyone, we're ROMbi.
If you enjoyed our video today, please like and subscribe to our channel.
Thanks! See you guys next time!
Bye.
I think I started slouching.
I always slouch.
I need to work on not doing that.
Here's me not slouching.